Charleston White just did it again, stirring the pot and calling out T.I. and his son King in a way no one saw coming. What started as a simple online rant has now exploded into a full-blown war of words between one of the most outspoken internet figures and one of hip-hop's most respected legends. But this time, T.I. isn't holding back. The things he said in response might just change how fans view this entire feud. And trust me, what happened next had everyone, from fans to fellow rappers, completely stunned. This latest feud between Charleston White and T.Y. has set social media on fire, creating a whirlwind of chaos that no one expected to escalate this fast. What began as a few sharp comments online quickly spiraled into a heated confrontation involving families, reputations, and even public image. Charleston White, known for his brutally honest takes and no-filter personality, has once again crossed a line that left fans divided. Some are calling it pure entertainment, while others believe he's gone too far this time. In this video, we're breaking down exactly what went down between Charleston White and T.I., how King Harris got pulled into the mix, and why the situation has become one of the most talked about controversies of the year. From Charleston's outrageous accusations to T.Y.'s fiery clapbacks, we'll unpack every shocking detail and reveal the real reason behind the drama. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Some insiders claim this isn't just about social media beef. It's personal, deep-rooted, and possibly connected to hidden tensions that have been brewing for years. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear picture of how things got so out of hand and why this feud might have bigger consequences than anyone realizes. Now, let's break it down step by step and uncover how Charleston White sparked one of the most intense showdowns in hip-hop's recent history. Charleston White has always been a polarizing figure. Some see him as a truth-teller, exposing the hypocrisy of the hip-hop industry, while others call him a professional provocateur who thrives on chaos. But this time, he didn't just make noise, he made it personal. It all began when Charleston took to social media, launching into one of his now infamous live-stream rants. With his signature confidence and biting sarcasm, he targeted T.I.'s son, King Harris. Charleston claimed that King was acting too grown and disrespecting the legacy of his father. He mocked King's street-tough persona, questioning how someone raised in luxury could ever claim to understand real struggle. "You grew up rich, boy," Charleston said during the stream. "You ain't from the trenches, you from the mansion." The internet exploded almost instantly. Within minutes, clips from that live stream spread across platforms like wildfire. Some fans laughed it off, saying Charleston was just doing what he always does, calling out celebrity kids who think fame equals respect. But others felt he crossed the line, dragging a young man into public ridicule just for clout. Charleston didn't stop there. He continued posting videos, doubling down on his criticism. In another clip, he took direct shots at T.I. himself, accusing the rapper of being a poor example as a father. "You raised a boy who don't respect the streets or his elders," Charleston said. "That's on you, Tip." The tone wasn't just mocking, it was provoking, daring T.I. to respond. What made this even more shocking was how intentional it all seemed. Charleston knew exactly what he was doing. He understands the power of controversy, how it fuels engagement and keeps his name trending. Every statement, every insult felt designed to strike a nerve. And when he saw T.Y.'s fans flooding his comments, calling him out for going too far, Charleston leaned in even harder. "I want him to say something," he said during one of his videos. "I'm the one they scared to talk to, not the one they scared of." For T.I., who's built a career on respect, reputation, and family values, those comments didn't sit well. He'd stayed quiet through plenty of online drama before, but when it came to his son, his family, that silence wasn't an option. As the tension began to boil, fans could sense what was coming next. T.I. was about to respond, and when he did, it wouldn't be subtle. But here's where the story takes a surprising turn, because T.I.'s reaction wasn't just about defending his son. What he said next revealed deeper frustrations with Charleston White and the entire culture of public humiliation that has taken over hip-hop. And that's when the feud went from online drama to something far more personal. When Charleston White took aim at King Harris, T.I. stayed quiet, for a moment. Those who followed T.I. for years know that he's not one to react to every online jab. But this wasn't just about clout or jokes anymore. This was about his family, his bloodline, and his legacy. And if there's one thing that sets T.I. apart, it's how fiercely he protects what he's built. It started with a calm but firm message on Instagram Live. T.I. appeared composed, but the tension in his voice was undeniable. "Y'all keep letting this man talk reckless about people's kids and then wonder why things get ugly," he said. "That's my son you talking about. A young man still learning life. And you think it's funny to tear him down online?" I didn't raise his voice, but his words carried weight. He reminded viewers that, while Charleston White might live for internet attention, there's a line that shouldn't be crossed, especially when it comes to family. "Say what you want about me," T.I. continued. "I done heard it all. But when you start disrespecting my family, that's when we got a real problem." Within hours, the clip went viral. Fans flooded the comments, showing support for T.I. Some praised him for standing up as a father. Others warned him not to fall into Charleston's trap. But T.I. wasn't backing down. In another post, he spoke directly to Charleston, making it clear he wasn't afraid to face him. "You got something to say to me? Say it like a man," he said. "Leave my kids out of it." Behind the scenes, those close to T.I. said he was genuinely hurt, not just angry. The rapper has always prided himself on being a father first, making sure his children grew up with values, discipline, and opportunity. For someone like Charleston to publicly mock that effort felt like an attack on his entire identity. King Harris, meanwhile, wasn't staying silent either. He jumped into the conversation with his own response, defending himself and his family. "I don't care what you say about me," King said in a video that quickly spread across TikTok. "You don't know me, and you don't know what I've been through." Some fans criticized him for speaking out, but others respected him for standing his ground. That's when things really started to spiral. Charleston White responded again, laughing off both T.I. and King's reactions, claiming that they were proving his point. He accused them of being too emotional and unable to handle criticism. "See, they mad because I told the truth," Charleston said. "They can't take it when somebody tells it like it is." The feud turned into a full-blown internet storm. Every major hip-hop blog, gossip outlet, and YouTube channel was talking about it. Comment sections were flooded with debates, some siding with Charleston for keeping it real, others defending T.I. for standing up as a father. But beneath all the online noise, something deeper was happening. For T.I., this was more than just about defending his son. It was about what's happened to hip-hop culture. In his eyes, the community that once stood for unity and respect had turned into a circus where disrespect is entertainment. He called it out in one of his later live streams, saying, "We gotta stop letting folks profit off our pain and disrespect. Ain't nothing real about tearing each other down." Those words hit hard. Even fans who weren't usually on T.I.'s side began to agree. The conversation shifted from personal beef to a broader reflection on the state of social media and celebrity culture. It wasn't just about Charleston White versus T.I. anymore. It was about the way the internet rewards controversy over character. Still, Charleston wasn't finished. He continued to mock T.I., claiming he was too soft for today's generation of public figures. He even threatened to release more personal stories about T.I.'s family, saying he had receipts. That's when T.I. finally said enough was enough. In a final emotional video, T.I. addressed Charleston directly, his tone sharper and more serious than before. "You think this a game?" he said. "I don't play about mine. I built my name from the ground up, and I'll protect it at all costs." His message wasn't just a warning, it was a statement of pride, loyalty, and legacy. This moment marked a turning point in the feud. It was no longer just entertainment, it had become a cultural flashpoint. Fans began questioning whether Charleston's so-called truth-telling was really helping the culture or just tearing it apart. But as the dust began to settle, something unexpected happened. A few insiders hinted that there might be more to Charleston's attacks, that he wasn't acting out of nowhere. Rumors began swirling that there were deeper issues between Charleston and some of T.I.'s industry allies, and that this feud might have been years in the making. And that's where things take a darker twist. Because if those whispers are true, then Charleston's latest move wasn't random at all. It might have been part of a long game to expose people he believes are fake leaders in hip-hop. Charleston by now isn't just a provocateur for attention, he thrives on controversy, but there's often a method to his madness. His latest attacks on T.Y. and King Harris have many fans wondering, is he truly exposing deeper truths about hip-hop culture, or is this just another headline-grabbing stunt? The answer might lie somewhere in between. Charleston has built his persona around calling out hypocrisy in the music industry. Over the years, he's criticized rappers for selling a glamorous image while ignoring systemic issues in their communities. He often points out how some celebrities preach authenticity but live disconnected, luxurious lives. To his followers, these rants are refreshing. To critics, they're reckless and mean-spirited. When he targeted T.I.'s son, many experts say it was calculated. Charleston likely knew exactly how T.I. would respond. He's a public figure with millions of loyal fans who care deeply about his family. By attacking King, Charleston created a situation that guaranteed media attention, social media debates, and virality. It wasn't random. It was a strategic move designed to ignite conversation and maintain his influence. But there's more to the story. Some insiders hint that Charleston may also be motivated by personal grudges or long-standing tension with figures connected to T.I. In hip-hop, alliances and rivalries run deep, and past interactions often resurface in public spats. Rumors have circulated that Charleston has been quietly critical of certain industry leaders for years, and this public feud might be his way of challenging the power dynamics he believes are unfair or dishonest. What makes the situation even more complex is the involvement of social media algorithms. Every clip, post, and reaction fuels engagement, giving Charleston unprecedented reach. The more shocking or personal his attacks, the more attention he gains. This has sparked debates about ethics and responsibility. Should influencers have the right to publicly drag someone's child into controversy for content? Fans on both sides are deeply divided. Some applaud Charleston for speaking truth to power, saying he's holding celebrities accountable in ways traditional media won't. Others condemn him for exploiting a young man's name for entertainment, calling the attacks cruel and unnecessary. This isn't about the truth anymore. One fan tweeted, "It's about views, clout, and chaos." Meanwhile, T.I. continues to handle the situation with calculated responses, emphasizing respect, family, and legacy. His measured approach has earned him praise from older fans and those who value dignity over drama. Yet even he can't completely control the narrative. Charleston is relentless, posting snippets, teasing new videos, and making cryptic comments about what's really going on behind the scenes. And this is where the story gets even murkier. Sources suggest Charleston may have connections to figures in the industry who share his frustration with certain celebrities' public personas. Some insiders say Charleston has positioned himself as a kind of watchdog, exposing what he sees as hypocrisy or moral failings. Others argue he's simply using T.I.'s fame and influence to elevate his own platform. So why does this matter beyond YouTube clips and viral tweets? Because it touches on larger conversations about social media influence, generational clashes, and the responsibility of public figures. How far is too far when speaking truth? When does accountability cross over into harassment? And how much of what we're seeing is performance versus genuine grievance? By now, the feud has evolved into more than just Charleston versus T.I. It has become a case study in celebrity culture, internet fame, and public perception. Every post, every comment, every video adds another layer of complexity, leaving fans and critics questioning what's real and what's calculated for views. But here's the twist that has everyone talking. Some insiders claim Charleston may be planning even more explosive content, videos that could potentially expose more secrets about high-profile figures in the hip-hop world. If that happens, this feud might not just be a temporary online drama. It could have long-lasting effects on reputations and industry relationships. Once Charleston White's comments and T.I.'s responses hit the internet, the fallout was immediate and massive. Social media became a digital battleground, with fans, celebrities, influencers, and commentators weighing in from every angle. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube were flooded with reaction videos, memes, debates, and hot takes, turning the feud into one of the most talked about controversies in hip-hop this year. Fans were split almost perfectly down the middle. On one side, there were those defending Charleston White, claiming he was, and exposing the fragility of celebrity culture. Many pointed to his long track record of holding public figures accountable, arguing that T.I. needed to accept criticism and not shield his son from the realities of the industry. Some fans even suggested that this entire controversy was an important wake-up call for young stars who might be living in a bubble, disconnected from the struggles of real life. On the other side, T.I.'s supporters were equally vocal, defending the rapper's decision to protect his family. They praised him for addressing Charleston White's attacks with composure, noting that T.I. could have retaliated aggressively but instead maintained dignity and set an example for his children. Comments ranged from heartfelt support for his parenting to calls for Charleston to leave the kids out of it and focus on adults instead. Many fans criticized the way social media allows public figures to be personally attacked while the aggressor escapes accountability. The feud didn't stay confined to fans, it quickly attracted celebrity attention. Several rappers, influencers, and media personalities took sides publicly, further fueling the conversation. Some praised Charleston for fearlessly calling out the perceived flaws in T.Y.'s family dynamics, while others condemned his attacks as unnecessary and cruel. Even mainstream media outlets jumped in, reporting on each new twist and dissecting every video clip. TikTok became a particularly explosive platform, where younger audiences dissected every move, memified the exchanges, and shared their own opinions about the drama. Reaction videos accumulated millions of views, amplifying the story and driving more engagement. Some TikTok creators analyzed Charleston's style, calling him a master manipulator of public opinion, while others broke down T.I.'s responses, framing him as a protective father navigating the dangers of internet culture. Meanwhile, the hashtags related to the feud began trending globally. Icon Charleston vs T.I., Spectark Protect the King, Itark T.I. responds, and Poker hip-hop drama dominated social media timelines for days. Even influencers outside the hip-hop community started referencing the feud, demonstrating how celebrity controversies can ripple across industries and demographics. Every post, comment, and share added fuel to the fire, ensuring the story wouldn't fade quickly. This social media storm also highlighted larger debates about parenting in the public eye. Many commenters reflected on how children of celebrities face unique challenges, from online scrutiny to the pressures of maintaining a public image. T.I.'s protective stance resonated with those who empathize with parents navigating the intersection of fame and family, while Charleston's critiques sparked conversations about accountability, authenticity, and what it means to grow up in the spotlight.